What's up you guys, and welcome back to the channel. So here we are playing more Train Sim World 2. We are playing the new Rush Hour route, which is set in Germany. And as you can see, we're just jumping into the first scenario, which is a roundabout where it's supposed to be about 30 minutes long. We've got the season pass for the Rush Hour route, so we might as well jump in and do a quick video on it. In this instance, we've got a blocked line. Didn't get a chance to read that, as usual. We do have some issues with controls on this route, and I do have the keyboard plugged in because of that. It's quite frustrating, to be honest with you, and I can't believe that they haven't fixed it, but it especially comes down to door controls and also view controls. Yeah, it's very frustrating at the moment. So we're going to unlock the doors. I'm not entirely too sure which side. It looks like the right hand side is where the platform is, but in order to be able to see that, what we need to do is just to have a look outside. So I've got my keyboard at the ready. There we go. Right, so we're able to look outside with the keyboard. We can't move the camera with the joypad, with the controller. We can't do that. I don't know what's going on. Like, why do I have a brake on? There we go. That's off now. Right, what we'll do is we'll jump back inside, which I can't do with the right stick because it doesn't work at all. It doesn't do anything at all. So I'm going to press 1 on the on the keyboard in order to do that. Now what I'm going to do is open the doors. Okay, well there you go. Now, frustratingly, normally you would just press right on the D-pad. That's not working, so it's going to be a hold down on the left D-pad and then selecting it there. So super frustrating. Not entirely too sure what's going on with the controls at the moment. I wish they'd sort it out because it's mega annoying and you just can't tell what's going on. Sometimes you can start off by opening the doors with the standard press on the D-pad, and then it suddenly switches to the other control method, which is completely bizarre and just totally unnecessary in a lot of ways, to be honest with you. I'm making this video because I've got access to this route, and I thought I might as well. Otherwise I'd probably give it a miss, just simply due to the frustrations alone. Well, we've got the doors locked, I'm hoping. There we go, that's done at least. So the train is ready to depart. Ensure you are keeping a careful watch on the upcoming signal changes. There are several services stacked up ahead of you. Okay, well this could be fun. We'll release the brake and we'll get a bit of power on just to get moving here. There we go. A little bit more. So we've got a starting speed limit of 120 kilometers by the looks of things. Okay, let's get a bit more power on. We're coming out the station, and this is rush hour after all, so we don't want to be sort of lagging around or messing around. We do have a next stop in about 7.4 kilometers. We're doing some wheel spinning here by the looks of things, so we'll just ease back a bit. First signal's green. Coming up in about 2Ks. We're going to keep a close eye on things, that's for sure. Just make sure that we're not making any errors. I wish I could turn this camera around. What's going on, guys? What about this view? There we go. We can turn in this way. There we go, so not a long train, duplex carriages. Right, let's get a move on here. A bit of a flash from the lighting there. Once again, they still haven't sorted out these lighting issues. But there is a number of locomotives available for this particular route, especially if you jump into the timetables mode, which I'll give you a quick look at the end of this scenario, just so you can see what I mean, if I remember. So we're on the speed limit there. We'll just ease things down into neutral as we're rolling through here. 5.5 kilometers to go to our next stop. We've got a red signal coming up. Let's get on the brakes. We need some more brakes than that. We certainly be wanting to do a slow down here, that's for sure. At least, hopefully the signal will change. Hey, I don't know, how do you guys feel about driving these trains on this particular route? Have you tried it out yet? I know we've got these trains on other routes, on the German route, which is, I believe, in the standard sort of routes that comes with this game, that you'll also have access to if you are a Game Pass subscriber. We're just cruising along right now though, guys. We're just going to take it nice and easy here as we approach this red signal. And I think just by taking it easy like this, it at least gives it a chance to clear as well if necessary. One kilometre to go. Okay, we're closing in on this signal now, so we'll get a little bit more brakes on. I hope these passengers don't think we're making a stop here, because we're certainly not. Still got about 700 metres to go. I've stopped a little bit short there. Now what's going on? Because my brake is released. We've got a green signal now, so we'll get a bit more power on. Get this thing moving. There we go, no wheel slip as well, so that's good. I don't want to move this camera around too much because it's a bit of a nuisance, to be honest with you. So I can zoom in, but oh, there we go, we can zoom out. That's about our limit. Okay, let's power it back up. I want to be going back up to line speed, really. We're wheel slipping again. But of course, we do have a station coming up as well, so just keep it fairly steady. At least we're aware of how quick this train can stop. Oh man, another red signal up ahead. Back on the brakes again. Not too sure whose idea of fun this kind of thing is, like when you've got nothing but red signals ahead and a passenger stop to make in about 2.5 kilometres. Can't imagine the passengers are having much fun back there either. See if we can get the horn on the keyboard. There we go. Bit of high and low action. Now you could do that on the desk, if I could find where the horn is. Is it there? Oh yeah, look. There we go. This is one of these is the horn anyway, but it's very difficult to do when you slide that back and then back to the front again in order to have the high and low sound. Much easier to do on the keyboard. It's just literally you're pressing two keys. Doesn't sound very good on this train though, unfortunately. Not like the British trains or even the American trains. Bit of a high pitched sound, isn't it, on this one? Okay, guys. So we're in pretty heavy rain as well. Oh, there we go. We've got some clearance ahead. Let's make sure the brake's released. It's about 1.3 k's to our next stop, so we don't want to be accelerating like massively, but we'll just keep it moving. So we've got to be there. I'm just looking at the times there. So the one is to be there for 17:10. So we're approaching the station now. So we might be on time here. We may be a little tiny bit early as well. Red signal in 1.1 kilometres. So we're going to be doing a stop before that anyway. Get a little bit of brake on. Last thing I want to do after all this drama is overshoot this station. That would be silly. More brake. Okay, not that much. Just roll this thing in now. Hey, we're on time. There or thereabouts. We're about 20 seconds behind, but that's not the end of the world. We could easily make that back up if necessary. Okay, now we'll get on the full brakes. It takes a little while for the brakes to come on. Look, I don't know whether you can see that bar at the bottom left. Just as the pressure comes on. There we go. We've got the doors open here. That's a bit of a nice view. I do like the lighting on the new routes, in the new engine as well. I know I said in a previous video that they'd upgraded to Unreal Engine 4. I don't think that's true actually. I think they've actually, I think what they've done is upgraded to the latest version of Unreal Engine 4. I think I read that afterwards. So, yeah, I mean it is a case of that upgrade has made a great deal of difference to the lighting. Let's get some power on from this view, see how it looks coming out the station here. Well, that hasn't worked, and I can't help but think that it's maybe something to do with the brakes being released. Yeah, if you release the brake then immediately put the power on, it doesn't recognise it. You have to sort of wait for the brakes to... Well, you just have to take your time with the controls basically and just give it a moment. 5.5 miles to our next stop. What on earth was that there, that flash? It's these little bugs, they're just so strange. They sort of really do break the immersion though. Try not to wheel slip here. Wow, that light in there looks stunning. Very nice. So we've got an amber signal coming up in 2.3 Ks. That was freaking me out a little bit there. Those graphic glitches there. So we'll just jump back in the cab. Oh, it looks like we've got a speed limit. We've just switched tracks as well. So it's sort of like immediately hit by a speed limit, switching tracks so quickly like that. We could have done with having a speed limit, a speed restriction there before we switch tracks like that. Because, yeah, I mean, I guess if you know the route, you could slow down for it and make sure that those speed limits were sorted. I wasn't really paying attention to the speed limit change either. It probably told me in the top right. I'll watch the video back myself and see that probably. Very cautious of kind of keeping an eye on what's going on, but also making sure that I don't run through any stations, because that is a distinct possibility when we have all this signal business going on and just the constant changes that you have to keep an eye on. Let's bring up the schedule. So it looks like potentially we've only got one more stop after the next one, which is 4 minutes after this next one. How do we get rid of this? There we go. We just hold down the I don't know what it's called. I still don't know what that button's called on the Xbox. It's select on the PlayStation unless they've renamed it. But yeah, I know the menu button on here is obviously like the start button on the PlayStation. But yeah, that first one over to the left, that first special button, that one brings up the schedule. If you hold down on it, or you can press it, or hold down on it again to remove it, or you can press it to bring up the map. So it looks like we're shutting off down this particular route. We've got an amber signal coming up, so I'm just going to ease back down to have the throttle off at the moment. We've got a red coming up now, so let's get a bit of brakes on. We're well over the speed limit as well. I do need to keep an eye on those, and I haven't been doing a good job of that. So we've gone back to an amber signal. I'll tell you what, let's just have a quick look here, just to see what we're doing here. Look at that. Just taking a look at this route. It's the first time I've looked at it. It's quite long, isn't it? So if we look at this particular part here where we've gone off, I like that. I like it a lot. So it looks like we're going through a particularly complex section here. We've got another train over there, over to our right. Oh, I can only take so much of that, guys. There we go, nicely done. So, about 2 kilometres to go to our next stop. And we're still breaking the speed limit, so we'll just get a little bit more brakes on here. And just bring it down a wee bit. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just cautiously knowing that the brakes take a while to come on. It takes a while for the accelerator, power, whatever you want to call it, throttle to release. So, yeah, we'll just keep this rolling about 40 k's. And we do have a switch upward to 60 coming up soon. This is a very dark section of track though here, isn't it? Let's take a look on here. So it looks like this section here is single. Who would have thought it? After all that busyness there, and then this double, it's kind of a... So you got a single coming into this section and a single coming out as well. Okay. Okay, let's power up a little bit now. We're losing quite a lot of momentum here. We are going slightly uphill as well, actually, now that I've noticed. What is going on? Why are we stopping? Now we're rolling backwards. It's only like a 0.6 gradient. Hold on a sec, hold on. Have we switched to reverse or something here? How did that happen? It must have been when I was in the external camera. Right, let's get moving again. It must have been when I was in the map somehow. I'm not too sure how that's happened. Very strange. I know, so it's on the left stick, but yeah, with the newer set of controls which Train Sim World 2 brought, those controls are supposed to be on the D-pad. To push forward on the D-pad, to have the to have the reverser in forward, or to push it backward to go backward, but it's actually on the left stick. So, joy of all joys again, guys. So we're currently cruising now, nice and steady. The track's nice and flat, doing about 40 k's. We're going to go up to 60 in just a moment. It's the speed limit. So let's get a bit more power on, although we about 1.4 k's away from our station. So okay, we'll just slip back down to neutral again and switch the throttle off. Let's take a quick look outside. So we're passing over what looks like a river. We'll get the brakes on now. Ease back a tiny bit on the brakes and just let them sort of engage slightly. We've just rolled off quite a lot of speed there, so I don't know what 40 k's is in miles per hour. Probably about high 20s, 28, 29, something like that would be my guess. I'll have a look at it afterwards. I'm probably way off, but let's roll in here. I'm thinking we'll make this stop pretty easy by most accounts. Hey, I'm actually quite looking forward to trying out this section of track now in daylight on this route. It just looks pretty cool, pretty intricate. I like seeing all the trains on the track as well. A lot of activity, which makes it feel more alive, and that's important just for the sort of immersion, isn't it? I mean, it does make it feel more sim-like, thankfully. I mean, it's one thing to have access to the trains and to drive them, but for the world itself to feel alive as well, that's just another great factor, I think. Slightly overshot there, just a little bit, not too badly. Let's have a look from the outside, see how good we did. So yeah, our carriages are nicely on the platform, so that's what you want. Okay, we nicely timed that lock there. That was a stroke of luck. Let's get ourselves back inside here. Get the brakes released and get some power on. Once again, just need to allow a little bit of time there just for it to figure out, just for the train to know that the brakes are released before it can get the power on. Bit more. So we've got a 60 mile per hour speed limit. 60 kilometers per hour, should I say, and 1.8 miles to our next stop, which will be our final stop by the plan. See how much speed we can get out of this thing in the meantime. Wheel slip in there. Still more wheel slipping. Hey man, we're on flat ground as well. We're only down to 3 now on the throttle. Doesn't seem to register that we've eased right back. .5 k's to our next stop. We've just approached the speed limit, so just ease it back down into neutral there. The throttle's off. This is looking gorgeous, I have to say, in the night time here. The lights and everything. It's very cool. Very, very cool in my opinion. Look at that building over there as well, lit up. Okay, let's get some brakes on. So again, we don't want to be coming in too slow. I knew we were going to make a track switch there and we'd be way over the speed limit. Once again, I didn't pay much attention to that 40k warning there that was coming up. Slightly downhill here. Looks like we're coming down off of the high embankment into this station. This is very cool, I like this. Oh, that was really good, that. I enjoyed that. Okay, not too sure what type of stop we've got here, but I'm going to be a bit cautious in case this... it's not the end of the line, is it? Oh, it is. It is. Okay, let's get a bit of brakes on, make sure we don't smash into the end. There we go, I'm happy with that one. Let's get the doors unlocked. I'll tell you what, we'll jump out here and have a look around. Here we are. I just want to take a look down the other end of the train and just to see if there's a control desk down that end. Oh, we've got a map there that we can add to the collection. Let's have a look. Yeah, so there's a control desk down that end for when the driver's driving from that end. Excellent, I think we've done that. Let's see how we got on then. It's probably going to cut us off here as we're running. Let's have a look. That's a very cool train as well. There we go. Let's see if we got the gold medal for that one. Oh, silver. That's a bit harsh. So, let's have a look at our stops here. So our first stop, we were bang on time. Second, we were on time. Third, we were on time. So we were on time for all of our stops, and our stopping accuracy wasn't too bad. I mean, the first one was 11.7 meters out. I mean, we were on the platform for the garages. I think the main problem is that we broke the speed limit a number of times because I wasn't paying enough attention to the speed limit changes as we went over the points. Yeah, guys, I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? If you enjoyed this video, please do leave me a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do go ahead and do that. It would mean the world to me. Hit the notification bell if you want to receive notifications of when my videos are being uploaded. I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for checking out this video, and I'll catch you again soon.